What's up, guys? I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible and get straight to the point. So, first what I'm gonna show you is what I've been calling the bunker build or the turtle build. Now, a build consists of your building setup, your talent setup, your research goals, and your gear. So I'm going to go over everything that our little bunker build contains, and the point of the build is to grow as fast as possible. So if you follow this build, you will have the most efficient growing speed that you can have. So first of all, let's go over the buildings. You want to build just one of each resource building to begin with, and leave the rest of these blank until you hit Academy level 17. The reason you want to do this is because you want to unlock tier 3 troops as fast as possible. Now once you have tier 3 troops, you can change things up a bit and go towards filling in your turf for a good income rate of resources and gems and materials and whatnot. So as far as your higher tier buildings go, you want to have 1 barracks, 6 infirmaries, and 10 manors. And the reason you want so many manors is if you look over here, manors give training speed boosts per manor level. So if you make your manor, say your manor is level 13, it will give you a 6.5% training speed boost. The more manors you have, the more training speed you'll have, so the faster you'll be able to train troops and the faster you'll be able to heal troops. Infirmaries, you want to have 6 of them so you have enough infirmary space. If you get attacked and you have more troops than can fit in your infirmary, the extra troops will die. So you want to make sure you have ample infirmary space. And 1 barracks, just because having more barracks will not affect training speed. So it still takes the same amount of it takes the same amount of time to train troops regardless how many troops you're training in one batch. Now we've got the buildings kind of covered. After you hit level 17 academy and you're filling these in, I would do 6 mines, 6 lumber mills, and 5 quarries, and leave only 1 farm. Your troops will not starve if you don't have enough food. So if you see right here, I have 0 food, but my troops are not being affected at all by that. The only thing it means is that I can't hold food for a long period of time, because over that period of time my troops will eat it all. So I have to use food packs when I need food, or at some point when my main comes over to meet the rest of the guild, I can take from the guild bank. Either way, your troops will not be affected by a lack of food. So the next part of the build is your talents. Now this is probably the most important part of the build, and as you can see, my main account is actually in farm talents right now. Typically I keep my main account in war talents because I like to fight a lot, but being without a full guild with me, I'm just moved into farm mode so that I can grow as fast as possible on my own. So you can see I have 2 food production, and I have the minimum amount of points set in each talent until I got the ones that I wanted. So I wanted research speed and construction speed 1, and again I have the minimum amount of points in here until I got construction speed and research speed 2. You want to get this side first so you can continue to grow as fast as possible. Once you have construction speed and research speed maxed out, you don't want to do anything else on this side. You want to switch over to the offense side and again put the minimum amount of points in until you get all the way down to training speed 2 and max out training speed 2. See, I have the minimum amount of points here, and then I maxed out training speed 1. Training speed actually affects training speed, which makes you train troops faster, but it actually does also affect healing speed. So the higher training speed you have, the faster you're going to be able to heal your wounded troops as well. So that's a good thing to know. I didn't find that out until a lot later on into the game. I was probably 5 or 6 months into the game before I figured that one out. Anyway, once you get your training speed 1 and 2 maxed out, and you don't know what else to do with your talents, I would just go down here and either do gathering. If you do a lot of gathering, it'll help you get items to build gear, or you can go down like I have and put it in production, so that you're making a lot more resources. If you look, my gold is actually maxed out. I can't make any more gold right now because my gold storage is only 7.1 million. So I can't produce any more gold until I use some of this gold. Okay, so we got buildings and we got talents down. That is really the core of the build, is your buildings and talents. So once you have Academy level 17 and you start filling out the rest of your buildings, this is basically what you're looking at. The next part I want to go over is actually going to be gear, and this is going to be surprising almost to hear, but don't focus on any other gear besides the ones that I'm going to show you right now, and they're accessory pieces. You want to build 2 sentinel circlets and 2 lunar flutes and get those to gold as fast as possible. Don't build anything else besides sentinel circlets and lunar flutes until you get them to gold. And this is the reason why. 25% construction speed on each one of these. And because I have max forge level, I can equip a third one. But you won't get that until forge level 25, so I would honestly just make 2 for now and focus on getting your third one later. But they give 25% construction speed. That's 50% construction speed altogether. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. And look at 26% research speed. So equipping both of these is going to give you 52% research speed. And again, that is huge. So until you get those pieces to gold, don't focus on anything else. You can expect another gear video where I go over construction gear, research gear, and war gear. But for now, those are what you need to focus on. And that altogether is going to give you really good stats for construction speed, research speed, and training speed. Now, after you have all of these things equipped on your turf, you have to start thinking about how you're going to use the build. So if you look over here, this building, and most of us are going to be familiar with this building, it's the shelter. And you hear me talk a lot about the shelter, and I've been getting a little frustrated lately because so many people are losing their leader for no reason. With the shelter, you can set it for 12 hours. Always set it for 12 hours just in case you lose connection or you decide to go offline suddenly or something happens, you'll still be sheltered for 12 hours. Now, you send your leader and as many troops as you can into the shelter for 12 hours, and those troops and your leader will not be touched if you are attacked. The only thing that will be damaged is your wall. But if you're using only military research and monster hunt research, your wall doesn't matter anyway. And in this game, typically speaking, walls are pretty useless. Unless you focus only on your wall is going to be useless anyway. And it's just going to cost you a lot of resources and time to rebuild your wall every time it goes down. We're going to be constantly attacked, So your wall's going to be down a lot, which means that you have to rely on your troops to be able to defend if you're going to defend. So don't focus on your wall, focus military research, monster hunting research, and shelter your troops and your leader so that you will take no losses at all. If you get attacked, your wall will go down, which is going to be down most of the time anyway, and you will lose nothing besides that. And if you have resources, like right now, if I got hit, my vault only will protect 3.5 million gold, so I would lose some gold if I got attacked. But resources are not nearly as important as your leader and troops. So that is the main part of using this build, is to shelter your leader and troops so you're not constantly healing and you have your leader. Because if your leader gets captured, your talents and your gear, your sentinel circlets and your lunar flutes, your talents too, that's so many stats that you're missing out on because your leader's captured somewhere. So it's going to take you twice as long, 3 times as long to grow if you don't have your leader. So you need to protect your leader at all times. Use your shelter, guys. It's not that hard. 2 times a day to keep your leader and troops safe. The next part of this build is the idea of defending and attacking. Because your talents are set to farming stats, your military is going to suffer for that. Now you can change this, of course, to go into war stats, but it gets rather expensive to continue to change your talents all the time. So the idea of this build is going to be getting as many tier 3 troops as possible to use to reinforce each other and to send to rallies. Solo attacking is going to be very, very fruitless in this build. So you want to make sure that you just continue to make as many troops as you can, and you continue to work on your research so that you can get stronger, but also contribute to defending and attacking. So if we have enough tier 3 troops, we can set rallies and get our leaders back if those leaders are captured. The only time I think it's acceptable to lose your leader is if you are trying to defend your ally from being attacked. And even then, it is stupid to risk your leader if you think you can't win. Only send your leader to defend if you think you can win. Because if your leader gets captured that way, then we'll only have 2 captured leaders instead of 1. So, don't be stupid about it, because then we're going to have 2 people out of commission rather than just 1 person out of commission. But, needless to say, buildings, talents, sentinel circles, lunar flutes, shielding or sheltering at all times, keeping those investments safe, building tier 3 troops for reinforcement and rallies. Those are our goals right now. That's where we all are trying to get to. And by the time we're all at a level where we can rally, and we can defend, and we can, do those bigger dark nests and get those bigger monsters and stuff, that's what we want. By the time we get there, I will have plenty more videos on different details and specific little details of the game. And if you have any questions, I could possibly even do some videos answering questions. So, stay safe, guys. Rebel life.